All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. On this, I'll be giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakat Wadash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching us this word with truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women who believe of the nation of Israel, right? Right? In the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson. And it was inspired by this video that's, is circulating around of Bishop Nathaniel Israel and other Israelites chased while preaching the gospel, right? In which they weren't preaching the true gospel, right? The Lord put the spirit on them, these heathens over there in Kenya, to disrupt their so-called proselytization. And these people weren't getting it. And you can tell that these people aren't our people, right? They were in front of some type of market or something. I'm going to play a little bit of it. And, basically, them people rebelled against them. Because these ain't our people. And you can tell that, these men, for the most part, that are in these purple shirts, these are Israelites. But for these people that are sitting out amongst them, those like Philistines, man. Like, these are the ancient Philistine people, right? You got Jake amongst them, of just like all these nations. Our people are scattered amongst all these nations, but you don't have to go to these places, particularly like Africa. Where else this guy went to? Papua New Guinea. You ain't got to go to them places. The word of the Lord is going to do the heavy lifting through the YouTube, and that's something that Nate don't get, right? He pushes this doctrine that 12 tribes worldwide trying to spread the purple shirt doctrine all around the world, and the one time that he did it, it ain't worked, to the point where they got chased off of the streets with tear gas. Right now, Pastor Hard did a video about this earlier. Me and the Elder Mwatazat, we were talking about this video for some time this evening, and I just wanted to kind of give my take on it, right? And when I saw it earlier today, I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, the Lord really doing a wonderful work, man. Because this word ain't for everybody. That's another thing. The only ones that's going to receive this word is the elect of Israel. Right? Let me get that real quick before I start this lesson. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 7. Right? Because it's all about Israel. It's not about these other nations. And truthfully, it's all about the elect of Israel. Right? This is the book of Romans 11 and 7. It says, what then Israel have not attained? Right? What then Israel have not attained? That which he seeketh for. Our people are seeking for the truth. But who? But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So there's an elect of Israel that's going to obtain this truth, but the rest of Israel is going to be blinded. Right? Let me read this again. In the NLT, it says, so this is the situation. Most of the people of Israel have not found the favor of the Most High. They are looking for so earnestly. That's why you got Jakes in all these different world religions. They're trying to seek the favor of the Most High, but they're going about it in the wrong way. Chiefly, they're into idolatry, right? A few have the ones of the Most High has chosen, but the hearts of the rest were hardened, right? Because the ones that the Lord has chosen is the elect of Israel, not all Israel. And damn sure ain't these other nations. And these people, they were kicking back. This dude went into a foreign country and tried to act like he was in the United States. And he wasn't even out there with his men. That's another thing, right? I don't know what he was doing in Kenya, but he wasn't out there on them street corners preaching. And the laws that protect you here in America, they don't protect you in Kenya. And these that's a third world country, right? On a fourth world continent, right? And these people, clearly the Spirit of the Lord wasn't on these people. Right? And it's the same thing that happened with the rebellions of our people. These guys went to the church, the so-called Christian church, and what they do, they put the shoes out, put guns out on these guys, and they think that they're doing the work. But they're, like they say, it's an organized nation. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, is not raising up an organized nation. He's raising up the elect, who will be organized in the spirit of truth. Right? So let me play a little bit of this. Yeah, they over there with the microphone like they in New York City. What color was King Solomon? These people probably don't even speak English. Matter of fact, What's the language of Kenya? Is the main language. I know I spoke this word wrong. Of Kenya. What's the main languages? Right. It says the main language in Kenya, or Kenya's official language. Kenya is a multilingual country. The two official languages in Kenya, is Swahili and English, are widely spoken as lingua francas. So it's basically like a French, some type of French. Let me see, some French. Kenya is a country in East Africa with the coastline on the Indian Ocean. It is, I don't even know all of that. National Park, offering views of Tanzania, da 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 da. So I'm just looking for the language. What language are spoken in Kenya? So it says the official language is English and Swahili, right? So these people over here, for the most part, they probably use English when they conducting business. But for the most part, these people speak that Swahili shit, right? So these guys over here standing outside like this is America. And this ain't, again, the things that govern your, protect your speech and your rights, they don't offer that over there in Kenya. Kenya has a form of free speech, but it ain't this. And this is the reason why that this whole situation got interrupted. They're trying to spread that purple street doctrine, and this ain't it. Well, it ain't just that. Is that they're not speaking what you speak. They're looking at you like you're a foreign entity. You're not one of them. I know what the hell out of these churches. They're teaching you lies. Come as King Solomon. The book of First Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I'm going. And these dudes don't even look like jakes. These look like straight up heathens, man. They ain't trying to hear nothing these guys are saying. They're not going to be converted, right? They want them out of there because they're causing confusion. And right then and there, they should have just left. He told them, let's go, pack it up. And this shit don't work in Kenya. You see the chanting, the yelling, and the screaming. This ain't how they do. It's different culture in America than it is in these other countries. And Nate is a fool to take these men over there to Kenya to try to broadcast his message in a way that's unsuitable for these people to receive it. In fact, the Lord don't want these people to receive it. What the fuck you doing in Kenya? Right? This dude Nate will go out and grandstand in these foreign countries. You're never going to see this man out here in the streets of America preaching and prophesying. He wasn't even out there preaching and prophesying. He left his men hanging, man. And on top of that, they weren't agreeing with their adversary. These niggas is proud. Right? What the scriptures tell you about dealing with your adversary? Yahweh Shai said it, man. Okay? Agree with your adversary. You're supposed to agree with him. Right? This is St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officers, and thou be cast into prison. Imagine these guys getting cast into a Kenyan prison, right? Over here, you are foreign nationals. Now you in a foreign prison, right? Because you didn't agree with your adversary. You didn't want to be humble. You didn't want to humble yourself in the sight of the authority, Right? And NLT says, when you are on the way to court with your adversary, settle your differences quickly. Otherwise, your accuser may hand you over to the judge, who will hand you over to an officer, and you will be thrown into prison. Right? And that's why they threw the smoke bombs on these niggas. They're trying to rationalize with the Hamite. That's not going to get it. Yeah, they should have just shook the dust. They don't want them there. See, they don't want to hear that. He said, no, we don't want to hear the Bible. He said, why are you here? We just teaching the Bible. They don't want to hear that. And these dudes couldn't take it. This lady got the fucking machine gun, man. They're ready to pump iron into these guys, man. They couldn't take a hit. We got the Uzi on the side. And those people are not the Lord's people. These are not a special people. These are heathens. Philistines. And even if they are some Jake scattered amongst them, they still in a heathen mindset. So you're supposed to shake the dust and leave these people. The Lord didn't send us to these people. Look, they putting hands on these people. Look, get them out of there. Look. Get the stuff. Oh, they shooting on these niggas, bro? Come on, bro. You in a third world country. You in a third world country. Right? You should never be over there acting like this, man. Real quick, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 5. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Right? In the NLT it says, I am not sending you to a foreign people, whose language you cannot understand. Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. Right? If the Lord was dealing with these other nations, they would listen. Like Jake is hard-headed. Right? No, I'm not sending you to people with strange, difficult speech. If I did, they would listen. You see, Jake ain't trying to listen. And they went to a foreign country, and these foreign people was not trying to hear that shit. Right? You acting like you in America. Look, they left the microphone. They dropped the microphone that they were speaking with. Because pandemonium broke out. And then this guy, sick looking Nate, he's over there. Right? He's shielded. He's somewhere protected while his men going through all of that shit. And he looked bad. Nate looking real bad. Spiritually, physically, mentally. He looking real bad, man. Right? And they're trying to defend, because they have a school over there, an IUIC school over there in Kenya. So they're trying to defend their stance over there to these people. Look at these people. Hold on. Let me see if they show the dude again. Look at these people, bruh. Bugged out, bro. Hamites, man. Yeah, Jake out here look like him. These are straight Hamites, man. Look at this. Look at this. Hamitic, man. These people are bugged out, bro. They just as bad as that woman that went to Pakistan a couple of months ago, man, and try to act like she was in America. They're just as bad as these people. Look at these people, bro. Hamitic, man. They got a different spirit than Jake, man. Right? And the Lord didn't send us to these people, man. The word is going to come from here, America, the land of the north. Because this is the place of great deliverance, man. The Lord didn't send out the prophets all to these foreign nations. Only time we go into these foreign nations is if a prophet is raised up amongst them, because our people are scattered amongst them. That's That's it. It's not to proselytize to these nations. It's not to tell these nations that they got a place in the kingdom of salvation is concerned. Absolutely not. Our people are scattered amongst these people. That's it. If you want to talk to these nations, that's what you say. If we got Israelites scattered amongst y'all, this is for the word for those elect people of Israel that are scattered amongst you that's going to hear this word and believe and be converted. It is not to go over there and set up shop, set up a street preaching, right, and think you're going to get away with it. Them dudes almost lost their life, man. This shit could have went real bad, real fast, man. Well, it did go bad. It did go south, right? These are people these are guys that are not spiritually discerned. These are men that are not led by the truth. And the Lord going to come crashing down on them, man. Okay, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 4. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be ashamed every one of his vision. When he had prophesied, neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive. And that's all these guys doing. They're wearing garments to deceive people. All this trying to go throughout these different countries and set up Israelites United in Christ camps, right? This is some government shit right here, bro. This is a global problem now, right? And that's not what this is for, because the focus is here in Babylon the Great, not fucking Kenya, right? The missiles is coming to America. They're not gonna hit Kenya. Kenya is not even on the map to get hit with nuclear missiles, right? Excuse me, my nose is a little stuffed up. Right? I think Africa is not even set up to get, well, could be wrong. Let me see. Because Kenya is right here. It says fallout of famine. This is fallout, famine, starvation, population loss 2 years after global nuclear war, which is going to happen. And that's, look, you don't see that famine hitting that portion of South America, man. Who knows, Lord willing, that might be the new I can't forget the word right now. But hey, the Most High Yahweh Shai might be having us rest out there, the wilderness, new wilderness. But I'm just looking for right here. It says estimated global nuclear warhead inventories. You got them in Russia, America, Europe. Nothing's in Kenya. Right? There's a map though. There's a site where you can look at targets. Right, let me see. Nuclear targets. Nuclear missile targets. Right? And world map. You know, America's lit up like a Christmas tree. Okay? But Africa is not. Because that's not where the focus is at. You got brothers and sisters out there, absolutely. But for the most part, it's here in the land of the north. And that's what I want to kind of get right here. Okay? Jeremiah 16:16. Matter of fact, I'll start at 14. The Most High will restore them, the Israelites. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that it shall no more be said, Yahweh Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Right? Because that's what people still talking about that to this day. The great deliverance, the Lord delivered us from our enemies in Montezarium, which is called Egypt today. But Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he have driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave their fathers. Okay? So Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us from the land of the north. And Kenya is not the land of the north, man. All right? Kenya is not the land of the north. They didn't get chased out. These guys didn't get chased out of there for preaching the gospel. These guys got chased out of there because they're not preaching the gospel. And the spirit of Yahweh Shai is not on them. All right? And they don't even reverence Yahweh Shai. This is what Jesus gets you. Ran the fuck up out of Kenya. Right? Off the streets in Kenya. Right? Right? Scattering like roaches, dropping the microphone, getting out of there, because Y'all, it was about to be over for these guys. Look at that shit, bro. That's third world, bro. This third world, man. You were supposed to do with shit like this. And these are men that's not cultured. They don't understand. They don't understand how cultures are diverse or different. You can't do the same thing that you do in America, in Kenya, or in Europe, or in or in South America. This shit is different, right? You don't know the lay of the land. You don't know the laws. And you acting like you in America. You yelling on the microphone all loud, screaming, talking about what color was King Solomon? What color was King Solomon? That's right, that's right. Well, they got you the fuck up out of there. Right? And this is a bad look for Nate. Definitely a bad look for Nate, man. Again, focusing on what? The land of the North. The land of the North is America. Babylon the Great. North America. The Lord's going to deliver his people from here, and as well as he's going to deliver us from the other places around the world where he scattered us. You don't need to get on a plane and go try to convert somebody. You don't have to do that. The YouTube is enough. Right? The message get casted out on the YouTube via the apostles, the brothers on down, us out there on the highways and byways. We do these sit downs, but the message get beamed out. We ain't gotta get on a plane to go nowhere to preach to these people, man. If they ain't get it, they ain't supposed to get it. This word is not for everybody. It's not for the masses of Israel. We're not trying to gather all Israel. We're not trying to organize a nation on this side. It's just the elect. It's about the elect, right? This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 23, verse 13. But this is Yahweh Shai speaking. 8 woes. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them to enter to go in. That's right. That's what they do. They shutting the kingdom of heaven up to the real people, the men of Israel, right? The elect men of Israel. Well, not the elect, but just the men of Israel, because the elect ain't gonna follow these guys. But they're shutting it up because they're hypocrites, right? They're saying all one thing, then they doing another, right? And these dudes ain't even going. So it says in the NLT, what sorrow awaits you teachers of religious law and you Pharisee hypocrites. That's what these guys are. These, starting with Nate, so-called Bishop Nate, right? He's a chief hypocrite, all right? This guy right here, right? It says, what sorrow awaits you teachers of religious law and you Pharisees hypocrites. For you shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces. You won't go in yourselves and you don't let others enter either. You see? And how are they shutting up or shutting the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's faces? By not telling the truth. By not, first and foremost, by not reverencing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's name. By taking and adding to the scriptures. You can only have one wife, right? You got to go through IUIC to choose a husband or a wife. Random shit. They all in your life, right? These hypocrites, they doing all this wicked shit behind closed doors, but on the outside, they try to act like they're the most pious and most obedient people known on earth, and they're not. So woe to them. Okay? Verse 14. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive greater damnation. Right? In the NLT. In the NLT it says, woe to you, some, what sorrow awaits teachers and religious hypocrites. You shamelessly cheat widows out of their property and pretend to be pious, making long prayers. And that's what these guys is doing. They're pretending to be pious, right? By making long prayers in public. Because of this, you will severely be punished. You will be severely punished, right? Let's go back. Verse 16. Woe unto you, ye blind guides. And that's right. They're blind because they don't have the truth. Start with their teacher, their leader, their head of that whole situation, Nathaniel ben Israel. Okay? Woe unto you, blind guides, which say whatsoever shall swear I'm saying, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifies the gold? I wanted to get another one. Salaki, just bear with me. Proselyte. Salaki, just bear with me. Yeah, 15. Woe unto you, scribes, Salakia. Matthew 23 and 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye can pass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves, man. Right? And that's what Nate is doing. Right? NLT says, what sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you cross land and sea to make one convert, and then you turn that person into twice the child of hell you yourselves are. And that's what these guys is doing. They are the world. They act like they're of the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai, but nah, they travel in land and sea to make one convert, because they ain't get no converts out of all this madness that they just experienced there in third world kingdom. Not one convert came out of this. Not one Israelite said, you know what, man, I saw y'all guys out there in that purple fighting with the Kenyan people, man, and I just want to do it. And even if you did, you want to make that guy worse than yourselves, man. Right? Because that's what this dude did. You know how far Kenya is from New York City? Are you kidding me? All of that just to try to act like you preaching the word, man. Right? Making yourself, and then these guys that's in Kenya, they gotta live there. These people gotta live there, bro. These jakes out there, I don't know if they jakes, because some of them look like Hamites. But these guys out here that's putting these purple shirts on that live there, they gotta live in this third world country, bro. While you get to go back to America, a first world country, live in your big house, enjoy your and enjoy your life. And these guys got to live in this third world country, man. Okay? With all of this fucking conflict, man. Africa is a powder keg, man. What the hell you doing over there? You see, but that's Jake trying to doing too much, man. The Lord is going to restore us through this word, man. Let me get that real quick. Baruch 4:37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west. By what? By the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Heavenly Father. So this word is bringing us together, right? You don't have to fly over the thousands of miles to go make one proselyte, right? You got the YouTube. If these people got access to the internet and YouTube, the Spirit of the Lord to get on these men to watch these videos and be converted. But IUIC ain't the truth, right? They're not the truth at all. They tell you an Israelite, but they going off on the myriad of things, man. Particularly the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai by calling him the Most High Christ blessed. You going off, man. And that's another reason why you wasn't covered out there. Because the name that you coming in is wrong. The power that you worshiping is not a power, it's an idol. Jesus Christ is an idol. Right? And you over there in fucking Africa talking about what color is King Solomon. Ain't no white people down there. These people are completely colonized in the mind. Right? These people believe that they're the one they even call God and Jesus Christ is the so-called white man. They actually believe it. These are a bunch of heathens, straight up fucking heathens. Right? This is a losing battle. Right? And they've been to these different countries. They want the fucking Papua New Guinea. You thought it was gonna be like it was in Papua New Guinea, right? You don't want the Nigeria. You don't want what you got Jakes in Nigeria. Then you want the Kenya. You go to all these different places, all these different islands, Smyrna, right? You go to all these wild places, kicking up dust, right? Spreading your form, your philosophies, right? Because it ain't the truth. You ain't giving them the truth. right? And it got caught on camera, and you fell miserably, right? This dude looked nervous. He looked sick. He looked malnourished. He black. The Spirit of the Lord is not on this dude. He's not shining. He's dull, right? This guy right here, this dude right here, right? This is what pride gets you, man. All right? Back in Baruch again, Baruch 4:37. Lo, thy sons come whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory. The book of Tobit, chapter 13, verse 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. Right? And how are we doing that? Via the web, via the street preachers, the live street preachers that we do. We go out and do this. All right? It says, there declare his greatness and extol him from all the living. Let me read that again. There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living, for he is our Lord. He is the power of our fathers forever. And who is that? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Not Jesus Christ, not the Most High, and Christ bless, not God. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. If the Lord wanted us in Kenya, if he wanted us all throughout Africa, you got brothers out there that believe. You got a brother out there in Tanzania. I believe it's like 1 or 2 brothers out there in Tanzania by themselves. One brother particularly by himself. And them people ain't listening to the truth. Right? So you just wasting your time in airfare and passport pages. Right? You will fuck around, go to one of these countries and not make it out. Right? A gang of your people will get caught up, tossed in prison or put to death in one of these third world countries because you're starting shit that you shouldn't be doing, and you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, like playing prophet. These people are not prophets, bro. Right? They're profiteers. And that's all it's about with this guy. There's no balance, no ends to this dude's self-grandized way of life. Nate is not the savior. Right? He's not a man of the Lord. He's not a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can hear that. Okay? This is completely out of order. Right?
Okay. So just in the brothers' houses. Where's the document? We met with, what's the chief of police? We met with Jojo Sega. He told us we could teach on the street. He said it would be very safe here in Kenya, but that's not true. It's not true at all.
So you were not given formal documents to operate?
So, yes, we have documents open this operate here, yes. But to teach on the street you're referring to, we spoke to a person. He says, not a problem. This is a democratic country, that's what he said. It's very safe.
What informed the broadcast that he is seeing in that video?
The church. The Christian church. The Christian church called the police. What do you do? Why are you confused?
Just worried. I'm just concerned. I
was concerned too. The police, I don't know if they're on payroll here. I don't know if they're a police or I don't know. But what happened?
Yeah, that's another thing. You going into a place blind. You don't know the law or the lay of the land. And you putting people in harm's way. And because you got these sycophants around about you, they're going to tell you that that's not a smart thing to do.
Use tear gas grenades on the brothers? Is that what to do?
In Kenya it is. In Kenya it is. Let me see. In Kenya, is it lawful police to use smoke grenades on crowds in Kenya? The international investigation conducted by the head of the police conducted that all the actions were lawful, skillful, and proportioned. Yeah. unlawful police and use of unlawful force, legal, medical, repression, trade, chemical irritants, and law enforcement. This is Kenya. National Police Service standing orders. The Kenya Police Service have established lawful duties coordinating with complementing government agencies. And again, they're in a foreign country. This ain't America, right? Kenya is not America. America is not Kenya. But this is what happens when a guy moves with no counsel. Nate's the counsel. These other people ain't gonna counsel. He ain't gonna have no counsel.
It's not lawful, but nobody says a word. Why is that? Just for teaching Jesus is black?
You see that? Just for teaching that Jesus is black. That's what got you. That's what almost got you and your men killed out. Your men killed out there, teaching that Jesus is black. It ain't about Jesus. It's about Yahweh Shai. And he is what you would call a so-called black man, because there's no black people on the earth. He's just a dark brown, like we are. He ain't black. He's an Israelite, but we say so-called black because that's what people understand today. They see a person of brown hue and they call him black. And that wasn't what they were just teaching. They were being contentious. They were being unruly, right? They weren't listening to the authority. And that's why they got rolled on.
It was a market y'all were at?
Yeah, it wasn't a market y'all was at because he wasn't there. I don't know what Nate was doing up in there. Where the fuck was he at? Why the fuck you in Kenya? But yeah, man, I just want to do my take on this, man. This is crazy, bro. This is an example of how not to roll in the spirit, how not to roll in the truth. All right, this is an example of a unlearned man, right, being self-willed, doing what he wanted to do. It almost cost the lives of those people out there, bro. It could have been them and other civilians, right? All because these dudes are contentious, man. Right? Same thing happened to those guys in Sceva, right? Or the 7 sons of Sceva in Ephesus, man. Acts 19:13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord. Let me read that again. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, We adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preacheth. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, a Jew, the chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out the house naked and wounded. And this was known to all the Jews and Greeks also dwelling in Ephesus, and fear fell on them all. In the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified, man. Right? So these dudes took it upon themselves to play prophet, right, when the Lord wasn't working with them. This is a group of Jews who was traveling from town to town, casting out evil spirits. They tried to use the name of the Lord Yahushua in their incantations, saying, I command you in the name of Yahushua, whom Paul preaches, to come out. Right? And they didn't respect him. And that's what happened to these guys. These guys were playing prophet. They preaching in the name of Jesus. They done. Ain't no power in the name of Jesus. And Jesus ain't protect them niggas out there. The Most High Christ bless ain't protect them niggas out there. Right? He abandoned them. Right? And this dude was not out there. Nate was not out there on the street with them. Right? Okay, so down to Shalom, we'll go to the next.